So I'll give you over to Colleen Brennan, as I stated, is the Vice President in charge of communications for TransLink.
Thanks, Anne. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm going to introduce Cathy McLay. She's currently our Chief Financial Officer and Executive Vice President. Next week, she starts as our acting CEO at TransLink. Cathy is also the executive sponsor for Compass, so she has a lot of experience, and under her leadership, we are where we are today with Compass. So she's very uniquely qualified to talk about it, and I'm going to ask Cathy to come up to the podium in a moment, and we'll take some questions after that. We've got about 10 minutes for questions. I see there's quite a number of people here, so we'll try to get to everybody, and we'll start right now. So Cathy, please.
Thanks, Colleen. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm pleased to be here today to provide you an update on the Compass program. In May, we announced that West Coast Express would be our next group of customers to roll out for the Compass card. That rollout began in June, and saw customers using Compass website and the Compass vending machine for the very first time. Now, West Coast Express and UPass BC customers have completely transitioned, and more than 130,000 customers are actively using Compass. In fact, we recently surpassed $1 million of financial transactions on our Compass website alone. Our plan of delivering Compass in phases is working. It has given us time to hear from our customers and from frontline employees. We've made improvements and course corrections along the way. We've always said we will do what it takes to get it right. That means getting it right for our customer, right from the start. Today, I'm proud and excited to announce that we're ready to launch the next phase of the Compass program. Over the next few weeks, you will notice our Compass vending machines are going to be turned on at the SkyTrain stations and at SeaBus terminals, and customers will be able to purchase tickets. By the end of October, customers will be able to buy Compass cards from our vending machines and on the website, just in time for the November passes. Starting October 5th, we are pleased to be launching Bus Anywhere with a one-zone fare. This will make it easier for bus riders to adapt to our Compass card. Currently, 80% of all of our bus routes are already Zone 1. Now, 100% will be Zone 1. The change we're announcing today means that one-zone buses includes Handy Dart, and it will be effective all times, all day, every day. There is no fare increase. Customers will now simply pay one zone for all buses. And that means on buses, customers will only need to tap in. For all other modes of travel, for example, the SeaBus, West Coast Express, and SkyTrain, the existing fare zone rates will remain. And customers will be required to tap in and tap out. The launch of Compass and Bus Anywhere for a one-zone fare makes riding transit easier and more convenient for the hundreds of thousands of people that use our transit system every day. For customers, Compass is cheaper than cash. Customers can buy their cards online 24/7. That means no more waiting at the vending machines to buy your fare or lining up at the fare dealer office. With registered cards, your money is protected, even if your card is lost or stolen. And you can set it up to top up the value automatically or even reload your monthly passes. It's a smart system. It will help us to make smart decisions about how we plan and design transit for the 2.4 million people who call Metro Vancouver home. Because ultimately, this is your transit system, and we're here to serve you. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, so I'm going to moderate, Cathy, so can we just do one at a time, and then I'm going to take some questions. So Ted?
Yeah, can I ask you about this one-zone bus idea? What's the genesis of that? Because it sounds like TransLink's giving up on the idea that the compass card can actually work for the buses. So by getting rid of the tap-out phase, is that an admission that the compass card cannot work in our bus system?
So what we've done is we've listened to our customers and we've listened to our frontline employees. And what they're telling us is their biggest concern is on the bus. And they're worried about our customer safety and forgetting to tap off. And so we wanted to listen to them, and we're adjusting the zone to help us with that transition. The technology is working today.
One at a time, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you speak to riders are already talking about inequities with this new system? So if you're on the North Shore and you get on the bus to come here, you're going to pay the one zone fare, and then you're going to get on the SkyTrain, you're going to pay another fare. So it's going to cost them more.
No, customers will be paying more. Customers will be paying exactly what they pay today on the zonal system, and they will only be paying a one zone on the bus system.
I wonder if you could speak to the big picture question here of how far away you are in terms of a full implementation of Compass. Are you looking at next year, the year after? I wonder if you could talk about where you're going in terms of the big picture of the system.
So we've always said we do a phased rollout and we learn as we go. So today we're announcing going to launch the activation of the machines. We're announcing the one zone fare on buses, and October you'll start to be able to get your Compass card through the ticket vending machine, and by November you'll be able to start buying your product through our website and through the retail.
So are you saying November launch for the full system?
Excuse me?
November launch for full Compass card?
That's correct.
Jeff Nagel?
What's your estimate of how much revenue will be lost by increasing the tariffs on tax system?
So today, over 80% of our bus routes are one zone anyways. And what we do know is that people will have a choice. They can either take the buses, which is much slower than our rapid transit system. And we think by offering the one zone on buses, it will increase ridership.
So
on net, we think it will all balance out. The increased ridership would cover off any lost revenue.
Will you be raising the one zone fare, and if so, by how much and when? Do you expect you're going to lose money out?
So there is no plan for a fare increase at this time.
Jen, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. So if you think we're going to increase ridership, will you be increasing buses? Because the system is already maxed out.
So we have the service optimization. So one of the beauties about having the Compass card is now we're going to be able to see the customer's travel behavior. And so we'll be able to monitor that and adjust the bus service accordingly. Unfortunately, with the no plebiscite, there is no increase in transit services.
Well, you're not going to be able to monitor their bus usage because they're not tapping out anymore. So all this data you were supposed to gather and all these people that you were supposed to make sure are paying up, there's going to be big gaps here. Is this a failure?
So what we are is we're going to get all the data on a rapid transit line, SkyTrain, Canada Line, SeaBuses, and we will be able to get all the tap-on data for all of our bus customers. There is also smart technology that fills in the blank. It knows their travel behaviors.
But that's only half the equation if you're not getting the tap out. You're getting the tap on but not the tap out, that's only half of it.
So we know today we're not getting any of that information. What we're going to be able to get is all the information on our rapid transit lines, our SeaBus, our SkyTrain, and we'll be able to tell them data on getting on our bus service system.
So you have a question right here. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to know, in terms of the comparison of the existing fare saver cards that come with a discount, will those discounts be preserved when you go to the Compass mode?
So the cost of a single zone will be exactly the same whether you use this or your fare saver, to the fare saver current zone.
Okay, a question right here.
Is it a temporary measure that the one zone will be finished by the time the Compass card goes on?
Is it a temporary measure of the one zone?
So today we're announcing the one zone because we want to make it easier on our customer. The other part of the equation is we're going to start gathering our data and move towards looking at a fare policy and going to distance-based. But I want to remind people, world-class transportation systems such as London still only have a one zone on all buses.
First of all, you say the money on the card is protected. Does it mean that you know who uses one card? Will you have my name attached to my card?
So it depends on whether you register your card or not. All the data that we get gets combined, so we're not able to track your data to an individual. It meets all the privacy laws. Where it is protected is if you phone into a call center, give them your name, give them the security code on the back, and tell them your name. They can pull up that information for you.
Second,
Michael?
if I may, would you be kind enough to convince me that your tap in, tap out will work at stadium, an evening of hockey, football, soccer, or big band? Convince me that it's going to work.
So the gates, it is a tap-on system, and we know that when there's big events like that, there might be some constraints, but we understand that and we'll be working. Major systems all over the world use gates, and ours won't be any different.
What possibility will there be that
Can you address the tap speed issue? You mentioned in the past that there's an issue with red tap not registering quickly. What is the speed now?
So there will be a technical briefing right after this, so ask that question in a few minutes. They'd be glad to help you.
What's the possibility that we will be going back to a 3-zone system on the buses? Is there any possibility? You mentioned it's temporary, so is there a failure there that you're just buying time for?
So we're looking at gathering the data. Data's number one. Number two is we're looking at a fare policy review. So finally we'll be able to get the data that will help match the distance space, and we'll be rolling it out at that time.
To go to 3-zone, back to 3-zone though?
Anything's possible, but the most likely probability will be a distance zone.
Sorry, we have a question over here, Cathy, and then I'll come back to you. Okay?
Because you're going to a one zone, are you going to be giving people more time to get where they need to go? So it's not just a 90-minute validation for the ticket.
We're still looking at the 90 minutes for validation for the ticket.
So are you going to be expanded to more than 2 hours?
We haven't contemplated it at this time, thank you.
So how's it going to work when somebody is taking a bus to the SkyTrain? They're going to tap on the bus, they don't have to tap off. Are they going to have to be charged again when they tap on the SkyTrain? What are the logistics there?
So it'll work exactly the way it is today. If you tapped on the bus and then you tap on the rail, our smart card's smart enough to know that you got off on a bus stop and that you're getting onto a rail, and it charges you the differential. So if you're still in the one zone, no increased cost. If you move to a different zone, you pay the differential.
If you're paying cash to get on the bus, are you still paying again to get on the SkyTrain then?
So cash, once all the gates are closed, there is no ability to transfer. You will have to repay.
You pay for the bus and then you pay again for the SkyTrain?
No, only with the Compass card. So we're encouraging everybody. There's huge value in this card. Get one.
Okay, and we've known for a while that tapping off was the problem, or one of the problems holding this up. Why now? Why are we bringing in this one zone now? And we've known for months that was one of the major things holding everything back.
So we've always said that we would do a phased rollout approach, and we found that to be very successful. As we brought in each one of the phases, we've learned from it. We've taken focus groups, we've studied the information, and we've done course adjustments. And what we heard, especially after the West Coast Express launch, was it's very, very difficult for our customers to tag off on the bus.
You're saying that there'll be a full rollout of Compass Card in November, if I understand you correctly. Will the system be ready by November, so we'll have this fully replacing paper passes and so on?
System's ready now. It's working. People that are using West Coast Express are using our full system.
Can I ask, do you ever anticipate the tap out working on our bus system, the tap out?
It's too early to answer that question. We are going to watch it and we're going to monitor it, so stay tuned. We said we'd do it in a phased rollout approach, and this is the next phase.
We have one last question for somebody who hasn't asked one yet. Go ahead.
Can you give us an update how much spending on this project?
So the project still remains on budget. Our budget is 194, and we're forecasting to stay within that budget. Thanks.
Thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.